Sheffield United 1, Middlesbrough 2. Middlesbrough have done it. That is the overtake. Middlesbrough are in first place in the EFL Championship. Coventry have been top for the longest time, right the way through the winter. After that 11 wins in 12, Coventry were 10 points clear of Middlesbrough. I think right at the start of December, it was a 10-point lead. It is now a 2-point lead for Middlesbrough. They have done it. It is their 6th straight win. Borough are on fire and they have gone top of the table tonight. And they have gone to Bramall Lane, where Sheffield United had won their previous 4 in the EFL Championship and got the win in what was honestly, particularly in the first half, a tremendous advert for EFL Championship football. The goals for Borough coming in the first half. That was when the damage was done. Sheffield United did fight back in the second half, but maybe undone there with a red card 10 minutes from the end of the game, which just took the wind out of their sails as they were pushing. Absolutely glorious stuff at Bramall Lane. Right from the word go, we had some Chris Wilder gamesmanship, didn't we? Pat Bamford, we were told, was definitely not going to be playing. He was going to miss this one. Of course, he's in the starting 11. Trying to get one over there on Kim Hellberg. Bamford played and scored, but ultimately it did not matter. The first 20 minutes of this game, go and watch them back if you can get a replay on Sky, were riveting. Absolutely brilliant. And at a time where we complain about ball in play, where, you know, teams are winning a throw-in, stopping, standing there for 45 seconds while their centre-halves walk up and then lobbing the throw-in and then getting another one. This was the exact opposite of that. Both teams just on the front foot, attacking each other, trying to win a game of football with the ball in play. And it was quite the spectacle the first 20 minutes. Absolutely frantic stuff. A brilliant watch. And it was Harmer on the one side. It was Hackney on the other. We were mentioning those two players a hell of a lot. There's a big chance for Tommy Conway at 0-0. Sheffield United are into it themselves. The battle between Sol Bryn in goal for Borough and Gus Harmer begins with a curling shot tipped around the post. But Borough grab themselves the lead. Conway, the game deserved a goal in the first 20 minutes. Could have gone to either side. Conway's chance, as is always the way with this, is much harder, the one with his right foot that he actually takes. Gets a little bit of luck. Sariki on the cover goes through the defender's legs, but it's a good finish by Conway. Sariki unlucky not to make the block. I think Mike Cooper in goal thinks there's a block going to be made, but the ball flies far post into the back of the net. First blood to Middlesbrough. And then in the rest of the half, Sheffield United come strong. It's even Steven, a lot of it. Harmer gets back on the ball, pings one over the top. Bamford should probably score. It's one of those ones where you feel harsh saying it because he brings it down so well, but then just can't quite finish it. Up the other end, though, the warning shots are coming, and Hackney's on the ball a hell of a lot. And Sheffield United can't get near Hackney, and he pings one from the edge of the box, just skims the outside of the post. That's the warning shot, because then just before half-time, what a killer time to score to make this one 2-0. Hackney, who is just a key player on the pitch in that first half, drives the shot, hits the post. Again, you can say they get a bit of luck, Borough, with where the ball bounces, but you make your luck. They're constantly attacking. They're putting players under pressure. Riley McGree's making the run as that ball pings back off the post. Cool as you like. Cooper's dive to his right. The goal is open. Controls the header into the back of the net. And 2-0 at half-time. That felt like a really big goal. It just gave Middlesbrough the cushion, which they needed in the second half. Bit of a game of chess after half-time. We did not get the spectacle that we got in the first 20 minutes. How could we? that was the best 20 minutes of football I've seen in the Championship this season for sure. And cat and mouse, in the end, we go to the benches. By the way, Joe Rothwell came in at half-time for Ollie Arblaster. I'm sure Chris Wilder will say he's just managing minutes for the returning Arblaster after a long run out injured. More from Rothwell in a minute, by the way. And then, we end up in a situation where Middlesbrough are kind of controlling it, but the way this game had been going, you needed to be on the front foot. And it always felt that if Sheffield United could just grab a goal, you know how it is, that game state immediately, just like that, it changes. And it did. Pat Bamford with the goal. And of course, it had to be Gus Harmer, didn't it? Really, really good quality. Just receives it inside left position. And he suckers in Malander with the ball fizzed across the deck. And Bamford was worthy of a goal in this game. Should have probably had one in the first half, shouldn't he? And he takes it right-footed into the box and finishes. And from that moment, you're kind of like, okay, I know how the final 20 minutes of this game is going. It's going to be kitchen sink stuff. Sheffield United are going to go, pile on. But they get let down by Joe Rothwell, don't they? And the ball is breaking clear. And you can see what Rothwell is trying to do. He's going to try and cleanly smash through, win the ball, leave a bit on Alan Brown, win the throw or concede the throw, and everyone cheers because he's taken the ball and the man, but he mistimes it. And I think watching it in real time, because I've seen a million football matches and I'm aware what he's about to try and do because he's favourite to win the ball, I kind of didn't think it was a red card at first, but then you start watching the replays back, and because he's mistimed it so badly, you're then kind of going, oh, okay, what's the wording on serious foul play? Reckless endangering opponent. And the ref leaves it a minute. He brings out the red card, and you're like, okay, I get it. You had a clean tackle there to win, Rothwell, and he seemed more concerned to smash Alan Brown and mistimes it, and out he goes. And I have to say, that lets Sheffield United down because they were coming strong at that point. And you feel if they could have just built up the pressure then, they were the more likely to score in the remainder of this game. But Middlesbrough play it well. They're nice and cool and calm in the remainder. There's no real huge chances. Oh, there is actually, isn't there? Tyrese Campbell, not long after. In fact, it might have even been before the red card, actually. Check my timeline on that. There's a really good save from Bryn. So it had everything it needed from Borough. Their star players stood up. Hackney was brilliant in the first half. They took their chances. You know, when things were there for them to take, they took them. And the keeper, you just need your keeper to play well in a big, tight game. Just make those big saves. And that's exactly what he did. And it is a great win and a great night for Middlesbrough and for Kim Hellberg. We've said for the past few weeks, Middlesbrough look like they're the best team in the Championship, don't they? Coventry have been trending down badly. Hull have been on a great run, but then 1 point in 2 home games since they got up into third. Ipswich, strong on paper, hugely strong squad. Little flits of good form, but not the consistency we saw a few times from Coventry and right now from Middlesbrough. And it'll be interesting to go and see what your friendly neighbourhood bookmaker is saying, because I wonder now whether the market tonight and tomorrow is going to go all in on Middlesbrough to win the Championship title. We have 15 games to go. Middlesbrough are top of the table for the first time. I can't remember. I should be able to remember. It's either October the 4th or November the 4th. I'm sure everyone will tell me in the comments. They are 2 clear of Coventry, but fans will try and play it down and say, look, I don't care about the title. What's the gap down to third place? And currently, the gap to Ipswich in third is 7 points. Ipswich have a game in hand. And I should tell you right now, next Monday, Coventry versus Middlesbrough. First against second. Absolutely brilliant run of Monday night matches here in the Championship run-in. And Middlesbrough do have to go to Ipswich. I think it's like round 42 or something. So it might be too late to make a difference by that point, you know, in terms of overtakes and whatnot, if the gaps stay where they are. But it could be very, very formative in, you know, in terms of the actual race at that point. We don't know.